What's up guys, Kizzle here and welcome back to another episode of this Southampton career mode. As you know, at the end of the last episode we suffered a huge blow as Captain Morgan Schneiderlin told us he wanted to leave and departed for Wolfsburg, which meant a bit of a gap in the holding midfield, but Victor Wanyama is going to come in and cover that for this game here as we take on Blackburn in the Cup. Greaves Callahon up front, Mane, Gaston Ramirez, a couple of other fringe players in there as well. As you saw the team as we look to progress in this Cup competition. Of course, the transfer window has just opened, so we will be looking to replace Morgan Schneiderlin with the funds. I think we have a budget of around about 20 million, and we will be looking to get another holding midfielder in. But in the meantime, dream start, 11 minutes in. Greaves Callahon, the 17-year-old young prodigy who was picked up from our youth scout, puts us into the lead with a blistering strike, actually. Half volley on the left foot. First chance of the game, really, so it was really pleasing to get off to a fantastic start, but the visitors got level. I'm not quite sure what Fraser Forster was doing there. Cross came in. It seemingly looked as if he was just going to gather the ball with ease, or the defender behind him was going to clear it, but instead he decided to just palm it straight into the area, and you can't do that when you've got a striker with the quality and goal-scoring ability of Jordan Rhodes. He is never going to miss an opportunity like that. But just before half-time, we had an opportunity to retake the lead. Ryan Bertrand here with a shot from around about 30 yards that whistled just past the post. So last year we done very well in the league, but not so well in the Cup, so that was something we were looking to improve upon this year. But just after half-time we almost got off to a very positive start. Good play from Gaston Ramirez, found Victor Wanyama in space on the edge of the box. Not known for his goal-scoring ability, his effort was a little tame, and it was well saved from the keeper. But again, we decided to come forward. More good feet from Gaston Ramirez, who is of course transfer listed. We've been thinking about offloading him for some time now, but no one seems to be coming in with any offers. More quick feet from him, gets us a free kick on the edge of the box. He dusts himself off, takes it himself, decides to go for power, shooting on the same side that the keeper was standing, but he was equal to it and he managed to palm it away. As we began to get frustrated on the hour mark, we couldn't break Blackburn down. We decided to have some pot shots from distance. That one there from Greaves Callahon was saved with ease. Gaston Ramirez here on the edge of the box, he's going to have another effort from distance, but again, well gathered by the Blackburn keeper. Blackburn did have some chances of their own and they did play some very good football. You can see here though a fantastic interception from Victor Wanyama, showing what he can do when he's in the team, when he's in that holding role, and probably staking his claim for a regular first team spot now that Schneiderlin's moved on. But you can see from that we set up an attack of our own on the counter. Mane runs all the way from his own half, gets all the way in front of goal. He's got very little option, so he decides to try and squeeze an effort in at the near post. It was a good save from the Blackburn goalkeeper. And you can see here we make a triple change. Podolski, Long and Draxler all coming on into the fray, and immediately the substitute has an impact. 4 minutes to go. Shane Long finds himself through on goal, and you know about his goal scoring ability if you've been watching this series at all. Last season he was the Premier League's top goal scorer, and this year he hasn't been in bad form either. We decided to rest him to give Callahon a run out this game. Callahon of course got on the score sheet, and Shane Long has done as well, and surely helped us to progress into the next round as we move deep into stoppage time. We don't really deal with this Blackburn attack. The ball is headed down and Handy has a shot which is horribly miscued and goes wide, and thankfully for us the sound of the final whistle, confirmation that we have progressed in to the next round and we are in the hat for the draw of the FA Cup. So now it was time to put our business caps on and try and capture some new signings. You can see here we had a bid accepted for former Newcastle man Yohan Cabaye. We offered him 80 grand a week, and we will see what he says. Cesc Fabregas is a player we are interested in bringing in to do that deep line playmaker role, really. We offered 18 million plus Jordan Henderson, who'd been a little bit out of sorts for us. We offered that to try and get Fabregas in, but even better news, our £20 million bid for Nemanja Matic. Yes, Chelsea's Nemanja Matic, one of the best holding midfielders around. That bid was accepted. We offered him £142,500 a week in a bid to prize him from Stamford Bridge and bring him to St Mary's. But in the way of all those negotiations was another cup game. This time it's the semi-final of the Capital One Cup. Of course, two-legged tie. The first leg we found ourselves at home, so home advantage. We're looking to get off to a positive start. Forster, Bertrand, Fonte, Zuma, Klein, Henderson and Wanyama in that holding positions. Podolski, Vidio and Draxler in the cam role behind Shane Long. So a very strong team, but Everton again, Morales, McGeady, Barkley all in there. Plenty of threats themselves, and every time we play Everton it seems to be a very, very high scoring game. But early on then we come forward. You can see Video down the right. He has an effort. It didn't appear to be causing Tim Howard any problems, but the shot takes a deflection off John Stones. Unfortunate for the young defender, and manages to spin, squeeze, roll, whatever you want to call it, trickle its way into the bottom corner. No chance for Tim Howard. The deflection happening just in front of him. So a dream start. Everton had a claim for a penalty just a few minutes later. That was waved away. Nathaniel Klein, the culprit there, could easily have been given in my opinion, but it wasn't, thankfully for us. And Victor Wanyama again showing us what he can do at both ends of the field. This time some quick footwork. He gets space for himself, has a shot, but unfortunately for us it was blocked behind. And then Kone found himself the wrong side of our defence, but he blazed over. And then some neat play. Everton before half time really looking to get back into this game. A fantastic bit of play between Coleman and McGeady. The cross comes in and Kone's header forces Fraser Forster into one of the best saves you're likely to see this season. And from the resulting corner, Kevin Morales got up above everybody, but fortunately his header whistled over the crossbar. So into the second half we go, and we look to extend our lead really, to give ourselves a 2-goal cushion. Video with some fantastic play, cuts the ball back to Draxler. Surely that was going to end up in the back of the net, but it's a fantastic save from Howard. Draxler again found himself in space a few moments later, and his effort fantastically struck. Again, Howard was equal to it. And despite being 1-0 up, Everton didn't really threaten us. We began to get a real grip on the game. Again, you can see us peppering the goal. Jordan Henderson with an effort from distance, forcing Howard into another good save. And then Shane Long on the counter-attack had the chance, one-on-one with Phil Jagielka. He couldn't get the ball past him. It was a fantastic tackle from the defender. And then the referee, with one of the worst decisions I've ever seen, decides to give us a free kick. And Lucas Podolski stepped up, but this time could only hit the crossbar. But from the rebound, Victor Wanyama won the header, and it could only go wide of the post. So with 8 minutes to go, we decided to make a triple change. Muriel Callahan and Gaston Ramirez coming on as Everton looked to attack. McGeady gave the ball away. Jordan Henderson win it. He found Greaves Callahan, who wasn't going to miss. He'd only been on the pitch a matter of minutes, but you know he is clinical. He is composed in front of goal. Despite being such a young age, he is a born finisher, and we're so glad to have picked him up. Obviously, he didn't cost us anything. His wages are very, very small, so he's not taking anything out of the wage budget, but his goal contribution is vital. And we go into the second leg at Goodison Park with a 2-0 lead. Good chance then of progressing to the final. And you can see here then, Cesc Fabregas, our offer for him was accepted. We decided to offer him a huge wage of 150 grand a week to try and entice him to St Mary's, but no need to do so. Nemanja Matic, probably arguably the best holding midfielder in the Premier League, vital to Chelsea's title winning season this year, of course. An absolutely fantastic player, and we are so pleased to get him in for 20 million, which we believe to be an absolute bargain. An instant replacement. You see confirmation of it there. Instant replacement for Morgan Schneiderlin. We think that to be very, very good business, especially as Schneiderlin didn't want to be at the club anymore. He wanted out, so we got rid of him. We got 20, I think we got 18 mil for him in the end, but we've brought in Nemanja Matic. Despite his high wages, you cannot argue with a signing like that, and we were never going to turn that down. And you can see here, he lines up, making his debut as we travel to Hull City, a side that have previously caused us a lot of problems. You can see their lineup here. You've got Ndoye up front, Abel Hernandez as well, plenty of pace. You've got the hard-working Myler and Jake Livermore in midfield. Curtis Davis, he's very experienced at the back. So they were quite strong in all areas of the pitch. You can see here our team, Matic, takes the place of Victor Wanyama in that holding midfield role. Other than that, it's pretty much as we were. Draxler and Cam, Video and Podolski out wide, with Shane Long leading the line up top. And it took us just 15 minutes to have our first effort on goal. Nathaniel Klein from right back having an effort from distance. Didn't really cause Hull major problems, and it whistled wide of the post. Just a few moments later, Julian Draxler showing some fantastic footwork. He gets into the area, but his effort unfortunately goes wide, and then we see that after that the referee has pointed to the spot. Another fortunate decision that goes our way. Normally, if you get the shot away and the challenge comes in, they give the defender the benefit of the doubt and kind of play the advantage, but the referee stopped play, giving Shane Long the opportunity to put us 1-0 up, and he doesn't waste those. Very prolific from the spot. He's only missed a couple. We get a lot of penalties. We are a side that gets a lot of penalties. I think that's because we've got players like Video and Draxler who love to jink and turn their way into the box, causing defenders all sorts of problems, and they often get brought down. But Shane Long a very, very proven penalty taker, gives us a 1-0 lead. And we look to extend that lead as we approach the half-hour mark. Vidia on the right-hand side, cuts inside. He's fouled on the edge of the box, decides to keep going, gets the effort in on goal, and Piatov, don't know how you pronounce it, forces the ball behind for a corner, and Nemanja Matic then in space on the edge of the box. Could it be a debut goal? No, a very tame effort from him straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Not known for his scoring ability, Matic, and that's certainly not what we brought him in for, but if you could chip in with a few goals, we would be grateful. Jake Livermore had the chance to get the home side level just before the break, but Fraser Forster got down low, the big man, to keep that out, and then another refereeing decision goes our way. You can see here it's Maguire who was booked for the penalty incident, which was harsh, and then this is just unbelievable. He takes his first touch, gets the ball out of his feet like every good first touch should. It's Draxler it's actually Shane Long rather, that tries to just get himself between Maguire and the ball. He does that, and as Maguire goes to pass it, Shane Long hits the deck, and the referee decides to issue a red card. Completely flabbergasted by that decision, for want of a better word, to be honest. I could not believe it. But we're going to take it. Any good fortune comes our way. We're certainly not going to throw that away. But despite being down to 10 men, Hull did threaten. You can see Myler here forcing Fraser Forster into a save. And with just 18 minutes left, we decided to swap Draxler for Gaston Ramirez, who had been very good in recent weeks despite being on the transfer list. And you can see here we caught Hull on the break. The ball was chipped through to Gaston Ramirez, and a really weird finish. He's just smashed it as hard as he can straight down the throat of the keeper, and it just kind of hits him. He doesn't react, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. We'll take it, and so will them travelling fans. They're delighted, you can see, but I think the shot takes the keeper by surprise. It kind of hits him in the midriff shoulder area, and just nestles its way into the bottom corner. Hull had the chance. If Livermore went down, then they could have had a penalty of their own, but he decided, thankfully, to stay on his feet. And deep into stoppage time, it put us under pressure again, and Doy feeding the ball inside to Curtis Davies, of all people. They'd gone all out attack. He had gone forward to try and get them back into the game, but Fraser Forster denied him that opportunity. Of course, captain now in the absence of Schneiderlin. He had a fantastic game, and we pick up a vital 3 points to keep our title challenge alive. You can see here some slightly bad news. Jordan Henderson's going to be out for 2 weeks with a calf strain, but we have a look at the league table there. You can see we are going strong over the halfway point of the season now. We're just 2 points behind Chelsea, and we are really, really starting to gather some momentum now. You can see Watford, Swansea and West Ham are the teams that occupy the relegation places. We're going strong in the league and still in the Capital One Cup, where we're in the semi-final, and we look to progress to the final. And you can see in the Champions League we've been drawn against Sevilla, so we look forward to that, and that will bring this episode to a close, guys. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.